Haz, and this is Waterboarding the Vegan.
Oh God! Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let them open the make. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You wanna get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You wanna get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me.
And this is why you don't go vegan.
Yes, I've officially made it through my first year of veganism. And quite frankly, it wasn't the big change that I thought it was going to be. So let me just give you a bit of insight about what it's been like. The first week to month of veganism, I can guarantee, is definitely the hardest. Due to the fact that the body's adjusting to a diet that lacks the nutrients of traditional meat and dairy, it goes through a bit of changes. I found myself getting very minor stomach aches along the way. Nothing major to get in the way of my day, but it was still a bit frustrating. And since the body is able to consume a lot more plant-based food than meat and dairy, it takes a lot more to get you full. And when you're doing that as a 6'5" male with as much strenuous activity as I do, it takes a hell of a lot to get you full. I actually cannot for the life of me remember the last time I was actually full. Nowadays, on average, my breakfast actually consists of 12 pieces of toast and 2 bowls of cereal. Usually that's enough to get me through lunch as well, but I still find myself hungry in the afternoon. And since I've been consuming a lot more carbohydrates to make up for the fact that it takes a lot to get me full, found myself experiencing a minor increase in the rate of flatulence during the first month. Yeah, it's not the proudest fact to share with anyone, but it's just how the body goes through its changes. After a while, your body accepts it all as being natural and moves on. Now, the question I still get asked a lot, what do I miss? Okay, one thing I miss, I'll just go out and say it, is cheese. I used to love cheese, and I don't miss it now because of that. I miss it because I work at an Italian restaurant, and I see pizza all the freaking time, and all pizza has cheese on it. I tend to get pizza at the end of my shift, but without cheese being able to melt the base of the pizza into the ingredients, it's not the most structurally sound. It still tastes just fine, but there's a lack of simplicity in it. But as far as simplicity goes, the number one thing I do miss about veganism is the simplicity that came with being vegetarian. I did have to commonly check products as a vegetarian to make sure there was actually no meat products in the food. But when you're a vegan, that's so much more hard. There are so many products in which lactose, milk powder, butter, or gelatin sneaks its way in there. One of them is Smith's chips. Aside from the plain Smith's chips, all of them have milk powder in them. How do you get milk powder into salt and vinegar potato chips? Seriously. Other thing I really miss, party food. First birthday party I had to go to as a vegan was a really tough experience because there was a huge cake and people were not able to finish their pieces, and I couldn't finish it for them or eat my own, and it looked really good. Now when I go to parties, I always have to take special precaution. The last time I went to a party, when I got there, I couldn't find any vegan food, so I picked a lemon off the tree and started eating it. Raw lemon's actually pretty good. There was another time I rocked up to a party and there wasn't much food there, and what there wasn't vegan. A couple of hours and beers later, they found me huddled up in the corner eating Weet-Bix sticked in peanut butter. I take no shame in that. That was fucking delicious. No, the more key development you notice is there's a big social development with going vegan. For better and for worse. The stereotype suggests that when you go vegan, you will define yourself completely by veganism. In my experience, I found that more people around me are willing to define me as the vegan than I'll define myself, and that doesn't always play out well. I've been routinely mocked for going vegan by friends and family. And I don't mind the occasional joke here and there about going vegan because there's some clever ones out there, but if you ever really speak up about it, you become a preachy vegan. People consistently mock my diet, but I can't comment on the fact that theirs isn't cruelty-free without being stereotyped as some kind of preacher. Really, that's not fair for anyone. It's also not fair that I get pictures of dead animals sent to me as an insult. Pictures of dead animals should not be sent to anyone. That's a fucking cruel joke. So sending it to someone who dedicates their lifestyle to going completely against the notion that animals should be killed is just wrong. But that's common sense. Thing is, when you go vegan, you automatically get associated as the stereotypical vegan from the social justice warrior crowd. Now, this is a crowd of people who go around on forums telling people that if they're not vegan, they're awful people. That if they're not vegan, they hate animals. That because they're vegan, they're automatically better than everyone else. If you get some kind of egotistical value out of going vegan, you can fuck off. Veganism is about a life of positivity, and shoving bullshit down people's throats is not positive. I'm vegan because I choose to be, and a lot of the people around me aren't vegan because they don't choose to be, and I have no problem with that. Most of the people I know about the meat industry. I'm frequently asked if there is any kind of harm that comes from the dairy industry. In actuality, yeah, there is. There's a lot of mistreatment. In fact, if you ever look up how cheese is produced through the process of getting rennet, you'll find out exactly what I mean. But I'm not here to preach. I don't like preachers. That is definitely not the crowd I would find myself associating with. But in actuality, if you're looking for support, there is a very active online vegan community that can help you out with pretty much everything you need to know. There are vegan forums present online to discuss everything from dietary requirements requirements to cheap and effective recipes to unknown facts about the animal agriculture industry which help to reinforce staying as a vegan. There is consistently so many videos of what happens in the meat and dairy industry going on behind closed doors and getting shared on social networks, which helps to reinforce the fact that once you've chosen to go vegan, you know you've done the right thing. With all the stuff I've seen and read, it's really hard to turn back. When you go vegan, not everyone's going to be supportive. Quite a few close friends and family members have told me off about it. I've had family members tell me I'm going to be a burden on other people because I'll be the vegan at the party that everyone has to cater to differently. When I was in the process of going vegan, I was also in a relationship that was slowly in the process of crumbling. When that relationship was finally on the verge of ending, I was asked by my partner at the time if I was breaking up with her because she wasn't vegan. A lot of people are really going to think so little of you that you're going to define everything in life solely based on veganism. And when I did get back into the dating game, I met someone who, upon finding out I was vegan, asked if I hated all non-vegans. You get ridiculous stereotypes. You get people making up shit and spewing facts that don't even have any truth to them. But at the end of the day, if you feel you've made the right choice, it's because you have. So if you think it's worth giving a shot, I say go for it. For me, I didn't just jump straight to veganism. I went vegetarian first and I slowly weaned myself off dairy more and more until I finally gave it the complete drop. Quite a few friends I know have been able to make the complete jump from going omnivore to going vegan, which is impressive. But for me, I'd advocate taking it in steps. It might not be the thing for you, but if you give it a shot, that's quite an achievement. Over the course of this past year, I've met quite a few people who have given it a shot, so I'd like to give a shout out to my friends Izzy and Elise. And as well as everyone I mentioned last time, I'd like to give a shout out to the new vegan friends I made along the way. So thank you to my new pals, Lauren, Victoria, Emily, and Marty. It's been a hell of a year, but I haven't regretted it for a moment. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Oh. Any final words? Aluminum foil.